Hello friends and fellow flight simmers, welcome back to another Microsoft Flight Simulator tutorial. This is the first year anniversary of Microsoft Flight Simulator. It's been a year since the sim came out and we had a lot of changes happened on the way. And just to celebrate the 1 year anniversary, I decided to go back and do another video with the Garmin G1000. That was the first video I recorded on this channel, and it received a lot of good views, it received a lot of comments and so on and so forth. But since then a lot has changed. Now the G1000 we used in the tutorial is called Legacy because it was the first iteration of working title G1000, and today we have the G1000NXI, again by working title, which can be found in the marketplace, which is called the next generation. That's what that NXI stands for. It is still in development, it's still at beta stage, but it has some good functions and more is on the way, and I thought this might be a good way of celebrating the sim's first year anniversary. So without further ado, let's jump into the cockpit. It's a little bit louder outside, and let's discuss what we will be doing today. Alright, we are in the cockpit. Somehow the throttle's pushed forward. Let's move them back to idle. Alright, better now. So what we are going to do is we will look to the main functions. This video is intended to be around 30 minutes. I'm not gonna try to do an hour video with the G1000 where you really don't have time to watch or waste time on things. So I'll try to keep it around 30 minutes. We'll start with the PFD and we'll go through the features and we'll try to explore what it offers at its current state. So this is the latest 03.3.0 from Marketplace, and we will go through this. So this video might be outdated in a couple months because this keeps being worked on and we might receive some updates which might change some things that we see here or that are not active. Let's start with the top section. I think pretty self-explanatory. Your nav radio frequencies that you change through here and change back. This outer is the frequency, the inner knob is the frequency, the outer is the decimal frequency. There's decimals and the whole numbers, and then this button switches that. Same goes with the radios as well. This is your FMA where you see your flight mode annunciations and basic information, altimeter tape, speed tape, and then heading and CDI. And down below you have the temperature, timer, UTC time, and the transponder. It's currently off as you see here. Let's start with here. So your map HSI button, you just have one option here. You can turn the map off, or you can just do an inset map or completely carry it into the HSI. These are the options as of now. I like to have it as the inset map or off at most times. Nothing else is functional yet. They are still in development. That's why you see these grayed out buttons, but they will come as the mod advances. PFD options. This is a little bit easier than the map options. This is your synthetic terrain. You can turn it on and off. I like to leave it on. The wind information, which you can put option 1, option 2, or option 3. Option 3 is the one I usually use most of the time. This hasn't changed from the original G1000. It's still giving the same wind information with direction and magnitude. DME, this puts the DME information here next to the HSI. Same for the bearing, really nothing has changed here, and you can change the source by pressing multiple times. The only change here is now you have the ALS for the bearing that you can put here. And same goes for bearing 2, multiple options here. Altimeter units, you can select between inches, mercury, or hectopascals, which we will switch to hectopascals and press the B key to see the current pressure at Euro Airport in Basel, Switzerland. That's where we are parked at right now. And these are the only two options here. Standard barometric pressure setting will move the baro to standard. And to change it back, you need to go back and change it. Sorry. Pressing one more time brings it back, and it kicks you out of that menu as well. And then the back button, there's nothing else. CDI is to change your navigation source from VOR1, which is Nav1 radio, up here, VOR2, which is this, or localizer 2 in this case, and then GPS en route. Okay. DME is DME information. You can put mode Nav1 or Nav2 by scrolling into DME mode, and it will display the DME. Transponder, self-explanatory. You put to standby, on, or altitude reporting, or you stay VFR, and it will transmit the VFR transponder code. And then the code button lets you set your specific SCARP code given by the ATC. Timer reference is reference speeds that you can set, and then you can set up a timer and start, let's say, if you are doing a holding pattern, which is not a thing right now, and if your legs are 1 minute, that's what you can set here and track it, or your flight time as well. And you can change it from counting up or counting down by going through this. I believe it should move. It's not moving. Okay. Probably another button here. Now pressing this might move this. No. All right. I'm just a little bit confused here. Maybe enter, or maybe after entering a time, it will let you to. Oh, there. It needs to highlight like this, and then you can move sides. That's how it is. I remember now. So you need to hit enter once after setting the timer, and then whether you want to go up or down, you select that. Enter, and then you go one more and start the timer. And these are your V speeds. Nearest, self-explanatory. This will display the nearest airports relevant to your position, or relative to your position. The nearest ones will be displayed here. From here, we move on to the MFD side. We will not worry about this. I think this autopilot controls. Everybody who is using the G1000 knows it by now, but next episode we might do a flight and talk about this later on. Same options are also here. Your heading bug, your nav radio frequencies, radio communication radio frequencies are here. You also have some map information here, like the direct track, estimated time and route, ground speed, so on and so forth, and you have your engine parameters. Engine page is not built yet. You click this, and then lean and system, maybe work in progress, not sure. We used to see this in the Bonanza G36 mod, but right now I don't have it with the Diamond DA62, which is the vanilla aircraft, with the exception of G1000 mod. Excuse me. Map options, nothing here. These are all work in progress. That's why they are grayed out, and they will be coming in the near future. So this is the basic functions of both MFD and PFD in Garmin G1000. And the next thing I want to look into is flight planning using the MFD unit. For this purpose, I created a flight plan using SimBrief. It works pretty well, and we will start how to plan the flight using the MFD, not the world map menu, and we will finish the tutorial after we finish this part. So to do that, you click the flight plan or FPL menu. It displays origin, en route, and destination 3 groups. So you scroll one down and come to these underscore or line. From here, what you need to do is you can advance the other knob, which will give you letters, and the new function they added is this small icon, which looks like a keyboard, which literally is a keyboard. If you press that, then you can use your keyboard to enter your origin airport, which is Lima Foxtrot Sierra Bravo currently. Okay, and after doing that, you hit enter, and then the runway we will be departing is runway 15. So we come down to 15, hit enter, and then enter one more time. It will reload the origin. Next up is to do the destination. Same thing here. Hit come to the lines and then advance the knob. Hit the small icon. Use your keyboard to enter the destination. Our destination is Echo Golf Lima Charlie, London City Airport. We hit enter, and then the arrival runway is going to be runway 27. So we will select row 27, enter one more time, and that's our destination. So now it's the rest of the flight plan that we need to enter. And I like that you can use your keyboard. It saves you a lot of time when you had to fiddle with the knob to come to each letter one by one. So en route waypoints, for that we will check the flight plan. First waypoint we have is Torpa, Tango Oscar Romeo Papa Alpha. So same deal goes here. One click the icon, and then type Torpa. It should bring the waypoint, and then you hit enter to accept. From Torpa, we are taking an airway, and now with the current state, you can load Airways into this flight plan. I can't remember if it was possible before. It might be. I haven't tried it, but now it is possible. That's what I'm going to explain here. To load the Airways, you need to go highlight the line, go to the menu, and then you will see load airway option. You hit enter, and it will display what airways are around you after that waypoint and route waypoint you have. For this instance, from Torpa we are taking Victor 40, so we scroll down to Victor 40, hit enter. Now it's going to ask for our exit point from Victor 40. And in this case, that's the next waypoint in our flight plan, which is LAL, Lima Uniform Lima. Same thing, open the menu and start scrolling, find the waypoint, hit enter, and then go down, hit load. This will load all the waypoints in between Torpa and Lul when you are using Victor 40. From Lul, which we need to come down a little bit to the line again, we load any other airway. So menu, load airway. This time we are taking Golf 4. So advance the knob, it's the second, hit enter, and this time our exit point is Romeo Lima Papa RLP. So we find that through this list, RLP, hit enter. It will display the waypoints is in between, and we can cross-check this later with Navigraph, or I can put Navigraph window to the side for you guys to follow, if that's something that will help. But as you see here, Torpa, Victor 40 to Lul, which is exactly what see here, and then from Lul, Golf 4 to Respo, and then RLP, which is exactly what Navigraph shows us too. So let me shrink this a little bit so that we can see the buttons. That's better. And from here we just go and load this airway too, and then we have a last airway to load in our flight plan, which is Uniform Lima 613. Again, menu, load airway. It should be displayed here. I see it down below, Uniform Lima 613, enter, and then our exit point from Uniform Lima 613 is Soviet. So we'll find Soviet here. It's probably down below somewhere. There we go. Hit enter, and it will display all the waypoints in between, and we can cross-check with Navigraph. Rootsi, Khoten, Koduk, Dider, Narmo, Diaper, and then let's scroll down. Vison, Viotek, and SOAT, which is exactly what we see in Navigraph. That's great. And then we come down and load this. Now we have all the airways and the waypoints in between programmed into our avionics or G1000. At this point, to make this easy to see, you can go to the menu and collapse the airways, which will collapse them all and just show the exit points, and the in-between waypoints are hidden to make it easy to read. So that's the entire plan entered. What's left for us to do is select our procedures. To do that, we go to the procedures menu, we hit and do the departure first, select departure. We will be departing from runway 15, and our SID, standard instrument departure, is Torpa 7 Tango. So we scroll down to find Torpa 7 Tango. That's that one right there. Enter, and it will display the waypoint information, which we can also cross-check from Navigraph by looking to the chart. If we zoom in, you will see the exact same waypoints right here out of runway 15. Sierra Bravo 600, Sierra Bravo, or well, that is this turn, and then Sierra Bravo 600, Sierra Bravo 618, and then Torpa. That's exactly right. So we can go and load this. That is our departure selected. We can also go and select our STAR, Standard Terminal Arrival Route, or STAR, by selecting this to runway. We are landing to runway 27, and our STAR after SOAT is SOAT 1 Charlie, which is this guy over here. Enter that, select the runway that we are going to arrive, and then it should display all the waypoints in between. And to verify that, we can go and overlay the chart here, and it should display all the waypoints now. SOAT, AirKex, OKWAP, Godlu, and then from there, that's our arrival into runway 27. That is also right. We can load this, and the last thing to do is go to the procedures menu and select our approach. Hit enter once. We will be doing an ILS to runway 27. Enter that, and we will be doing a Godlu transition, which is this guy over here. Select that, and you can also set the minimums, and according to the chart, which we can quickly check, our minimums for category A aircraft for ILS is 570, so we can turn the minimums to on, barometric minimums. Not sure if it supports radio minimums yet. Looks like it's just barometric at the moment. And we can set this up to 570, which will display the minimums. Not sure if it has callouts. I haven't flown with the new G1000NXI yet, but we can try that together. 570 is set. And then we'll go down. One thing you need to be careful here is not to activate the approach, because we do that when we are ready to do the approach. So we just load for now. Hit enter, and then that is our entire flight plan in front of your eyes, displayed nicely with the heading, distance, and any restrictions that we have that we need to follow. Very good. So flight plan menu will get us back, and if we zoom out, we should be able to see the entire flight plan on the PFD. We can, I believe this range button should let us scroll. Well, at least it was doing it in the earlier version, or the legacy, which we call right now, but looks like it's not a thing yet. So let's keep zooming out and take a look. It's not an easy way to view this, but that is pretty much in alignment with what we see in Navigraph. If I zoom out here and take a look, we see exactly the same course plotted on our MFD. So this is how you plan your flight. There is no save option yet. I wish there was, to save this flight plan to use later on. I had a question from a channel subscriber asking about this, so I verified there is no save option yet. Hopefully in the future it will come. But this is how you plan your flight using the new G1000NXI. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please consider giving a like and hitting that subscribe button to get notified for future videos after you turn on the notifications. For those of you who have already subscribed, thank you very much for the subscription and supporting the channel since we started doing this a year ago almost. The channel's 1-year anniversary is almost in about 8 days. 26th, I believe, was the first published video on the channel, or 28, I can't remember now, but we are also going to celebrate the channel's 1-year anniversary sometime next week. Thank you very much for watching the video, and I will be seeing you in the next video.